are driven by the finer things. I see more than materials and wealth. What have you got to give to me? What I don't already give myself. You are driven by the... Hello, welcome to a brand new episode of Illuminated DiiSCLAIMER. My name is Sydney and I hope that you're having a wonderful afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are now. And I hope you're finding new, beautiful ways to illuminate your own path. Now, today I wanted to talk about just being there and showing up for a loved one, you know, whether it be a family member or a friend or someone who you know of, because now we're going through a time where there's been unprecedented, issues and concerns when it comes to people's mental health. It's in the limelight now and it's been a long time coming. It should have been main news about 20-30 years ago, to be honest, but the most important thing is it's happening now, and I'm grateful that it's happening now. So in this video, I'm just going to be brief. I'm going to do more videos like this hopefully in the future. I just want to talk about ways that we can be there for someone who needs it, whether it is a loved one, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's just someone who you are not too familiar with but you want to help. But regardless, I'm going to give you some tips from personal experience which will be very beneficial. The first one I want to say is just messaging people. Just if you haven't spoke to someone in a while, just say hey, how are you doing? Just something quite straightforward, but something that's very profound and powerful, because we live in a world where we make a lot of assumptions, you see, and we don't know how everybody is doing until we ask them. Sometimes we would just say, hey, how's it going? That could be enough, but sometimes someone can be going through something and it might take more. And in my personal opinion, I can look at someone's eyes to see how they are feeling overall. Now, if I say to you, how are you doing? And you say you're fine, then there's a chance I might say to you, okay, are you sure? Or I might just ask you a few more questions to kind of get some information to see how you're truly doing. And how you could do that is quite fair and easy to do. You could say to someone, how's your week been? Oh, how's your family members? How's work going? You could just say things like this to ensure that someone can give you a clear indication of how they are truly feeling. What you could do is, you could just offer your services. Sometimes some people might not say to you, they might say to you, sorry, oh, I'm doing well, yeah, I'm doing fine. Just say, look, if you ever want to speak about something, let me know. Just put the ball in their court, and that means a lot, because a lot of people, they just go through their life just being independent and not talking about how they're feeling. But if you put your offer out there, it means that they feel supported, loved and cherished. So that's one thing you could do as well. Another thing I would suggest is just signposting. So just saying to your friend or your family or whoever you want to help, if you want to talk, there's certain organizations and companies that you could talk to now. You can Google some of these places. There's Mind, for example. That could be something. And there's also Calm. If you type those things, just type Mind Mental Health or Calm Mental Health. You can even go to NHS as well. And you could find some help from there, whether it's self-help advice, it could be guidance, and it could be numbers to actually speak to someone impartial over the phone. Now, the last one I want to talk about is something that's quite important, because when it comes to our own mental health, it's best just to understand that we need to get vulnerable. We need to just speak about things that have been dwelling on our minds over and over again. So sometimes someone just needs to feel like they belong. And how we do that is by being more vulnerable. In the past, I was like, no, you don't be vulnerable, you be strong. And I felt that was quite wrong, because I felt lonely. I felt very lonely. So when I was going through my own mental health problems, I felt embarrassed to speak about my problems to anyone else. So by becoming vulnerable and speaking to people about how you felt, you realize that people, they feel compassion. They feel like they're not alone. They feel like they could speak to you and confide in you. And this is what we need in the world right now. We need more people just to speak about how they are feeling, talk about the bad times, especially the people who are seemingly on a high right now. People might look at me, for example, and just say, "Raw, Sydney, you're doing so well. You've done amazingly. You know, you're always happy." I get that quite a lot actually. You're always happy. You look so young. You must take care of yourself. You must not get stressed. I've been through a lot in my life. Been through a lot. And I'm not saying that we're comparing. Like, I've been through a lot, everybody's been through a lot, but I can't necessarily say that it's been smooth sailing for me. I've been through a lot of things. There's been a lot of, I guess, bad events in my life. There's been a lot of events that I still think about to this day, you know, and there's sometimes where I feel like I'm worthless and a failure. But I realized that if I dwell on these things, then my message can't be sent to the masses. And if I think about these things and think that I'm a failure, then I can't make things like Illuminated DiiSCLAIMER to help people get better outcomes. So I realized that although there are some dark days in my life, what is here now is the present. I'm looking forward to the future because that's where I can do some more things to make sure that people can help more people, and then those people help villages, and then those villages help towns, and then those towns help cities, and those cities help continents. So I realized that no matter what I'm going through in my life, there is always a purpose, and the purpose is the betterment of society. So just be vulnerable, people, and just be honest, and you get that back. And then that's when you start realizing that maybe we're not so lonely on this big rock. Maybe we have each other. So this has been a new episode of Illuminated DiiSCLAIMER. My name has been Sydney, and you have been awesome. Take care, and keep on finding new ways to illuminate your path. Have a good one.